Hey besties, we got Wasabi. Sorry his buttholes on the screen. Here we go. So yeah, I am almost done with my other part 2 of this. Oh gosh, that was a mistake. Hold on. So yeah, it's gonna be, this is like just a bigger version of that if you can't see it. And then I'm almost out of the blue yarn and I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to like finish this, but I think I'm like barely just gonna make it. So I can't put that back because he's gonna destroy it. Yeah, what if I worked on it while I talk? I think that might be soothing. I'm probably gonna end up messing up and then because I don't have my graph in front of me of what it's supposed to be, but we can try it anyway. Yeah, so gay stuff. What can I talk about? This looks weird. Something's wrong there. I wasn't supposed to change color. Okay. Yeah, Wasabi's just like playing with the yarn down here. Anyway. What can I talk about? I was just watching another, because I usually wake up and just like start like get ready and then just start filming like after I make my tea and stuff. And then, like when my dad goes to work, usually like if I wake up he's already gone. I'll just start filming, and then otherwise I'll wait until he leaves and then I'll start filming. He didn't have a job today, and then someone just called him to ask him to come work. So yeah, it's like noon already and things are, it's less, I feel like it's less bright. Like when the sun's coming up, it's just like right through the window there, but yeah. And then after, like, I came in here and set up my little, like, I don't have like a tripod or anything, but I want to like raise up my phone a little bit so it's like less of an awkward angle. So I like set up like my pillow and stuff and like some books and put my phone on top of that. So I set that up, and then my cat was here, and my other cat, Paul, that was Wasabi, his butthole you saw earlier. My other cat, Paul, was like sitting right behind the setup, and I was like, oh my gosh, he looks like he wants some attention. So I went and like sat with him for a little bit. And then he got distracted by some plastic, so he got off my lap and now we're here. Yeah, so I'm just like really excited to have like this little guy up there next to my other little kitty cats. Ideally I would make a third one that was like the inverse of this, so like white background, blue, but I'm obviously not gonna have enough yarn for all of that, so that's just, oh gosh, did I mess up? Yeah, that's the same thing. Oh, I was supposed to change color. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, because I'm on the ears, so that's why I did that. Okay, cool, back on track, baby. When you mess up crocheting and then you're like I'm gonna fix it, and you take it out, it's called frogging it, because you rib it out. And my dad hates it when I frog. So I realized I messed up down here. Like this longer part of the tail was supposed to be one row down. So like if it was gonna match like these, I just like, instead of like 1 pixel, like 1 stitch per pixel on this one, I did like 3, technically 9 stitches per pixel. Yeah, this was from a pattern I found on like Xiaohongshu, which I feel like I pronounced really weird. Little Red Book or Little Red or Red Note. It's not Little Red Note, it's Little Red Book or Red Note. Like after sorry, after TikTok got banned, a lot of people like moved over to the Chinese. It's not really like their version of TikTok, I guess it's more like a Pinterest or something, most people I think said. Yeah, it's fun. And I saw I could run and grab one really fast. I saw this little like smushed mouse doorstop. So like they crochet like the mouse's body, like the butt, and then it's kind of like flat in the middle, and then they like make it 3D again and do the head, and then you like put it under the door. And my dad had been saying like, we need to go, like next time we go to the store, remind me to get those like little triangle thingies to put under the door. And so like I saw that and I was like, my dad said he needs a doorstop, so let me see if I can. Well, then I showed him the picture and he was like just kind of looking at it for a second, like he didn't get what was going on. I was like, it's a doorstop, and then he was like, oh yeah, that is pretty funny. And then he's like, so do we have one yet? And I was like, what? What do you mean, do we have one yet? He's like, are you making it? And I was like, you're lucky, I already have all the yarn that I need to make this. So yeah, I made one and it worked like really well because he has like a carpet under his door, and like the door just like opens and closes. Like he wants to keep it open slightly so that the cats can get in, but not like all the way open so that like all the light's getting out. And then he was like I made it and gave it to him, and he was like, oh my gosh, yes, that was perfect. And then I tried to make another one. Well, I did make another one. I thought I could do the same thing with my door, and like, but there's like a huge gap, like from my door to like the floor is like really big, and so I would need probably bigger yarn and like more stuffing and like maybe like something heavier. I went outside and found like a rock that fit inside the little butt part. So for the second one, I put a little bit of weight in it, but it was still like not big enough for my bedroom door, but it was, it works. We have a like basement kind of, and we call it Hades Town because it's like way down Hades Town, and I'm obsessed with Hades Town. And I made my dad watch it too. Multiple times. So yeah, we call it like, oh, do you want to, like when we're opening the door for the cats, we're like, do you want to go way down Hades Town? So it's good stuff. Why'd I bring that up? Who knows? Because it's gay. I truly do not remember what I was talking about. I'm so sorry for anyone watching this. Yeah, these aren't like scripted videos. I just decided to start making, well, I made one video because I watched Rowan Ellis's video about, it's called Unhinged Lesbian Rants About Black Mirror's Queer Conspiracy. And then I also watched Niki Christine on the Interventionalist, or not like on the, she like is, I don't know, the Interventionalists. There's an S at the end. I never heard that, and then like I read it and I was like, Interventionalists. Anyway, I don't need to be working over that yarn here. Yeah. We have a basement. Truly don't remember why I brought that up. I think that's from E-Shrooms. Does anyone else know what E-Shrooms is? Because yeah, it's like bringing back memories. Anyway, that was like really random. I haven't thought about that in a long time. And then the song just like popped into my head. Cool. Yeah, I was thinking like, I don't know if I should keep making these every day because like, I don't know if I really have that much to talk about. Like in terms of like being gay, I haven't actually like dated a woman yet, or like I've kissed 2 girls, but that's pretty much it. And like, I don't know, like what else would I even talk about? Like, but yeah, I was watching Niki's video. It was posted like 11 hours ago when I watched it, I think. And she was like saying thank you to like the people who watch our videos and like leave comments and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, that's me. Sort of sometimes. I like just started watching her videos recently. There was one where she was talking about like a comment that someone left on another video, and then like this comment was really weird. They said like they thought I had a submission kink. I don't remember like what the first video was about. I don't think I went back and watched it. But yeah, she was like the whole time she's like, I don't think that's true, and like explaining like why she didn't think that and stuff. And then at the end of the video she's always like, okay, and like if you want to reach out, like you can like email me or blah blah blah, or like I have a website and like I have a submissions page where you can like leave a submission. And then so I was like, you literally this whole time were telling us you don't have a submissions kink, and then you like ask us for submissions, like okay. Like as a joke, obviously. I know there's like a difference between the two different ways that she was using it, but yeah, she responded and she's like, oh my god, that made me laugh out loud. Which is a comment I get a lot. Like a lot of people, like a lot of people that I've like texted jokes to and stuff are just like impressed that I can make them laugh out loud over text, which apparently is not that common, but I'm just like really naturally gifted, I guess. I actually do have a talent for, I don't know if it's really like that I have a talent for it necessarily, but like my family would always say I was like the best at writing like cards, you know, like okay, this might not be that this might not be that relatable, because my dad has like 5 brothers, my mom has multiple siblings, and then like they all had kids, and so like big family gatherings around Christmas and stuff, it's a lot of like getting cards, like at least for my family. Some of the other families, like families in our family, you know what I mean, like some of my dad's brothers and their like family units, when we would gather for the big family event, hope this makes sense, they would put in a little bit more effort and get like all the kids like more individualized gifts, but like for us it was like we'd usually have a bunch of cards that were like blank, and then I would just like write it, and my family was always like, like they told me that I was the best at it and I would write really funny inserts. So like I think my family unit told me that because they didn't want to do it. But yeah, I did get like responses, like we would, I think the last time that they went out they were mailed, and I did get like calls later, or like yeah, I heard from people later that they thought that it was really funny. Anyway, I'm just like, here's some evidence that I'm funny instead of just like being funny. Like, have you tried being funny? Portrait of, what is it called? I always get this mixed up. It's like, there's a book we read in high school called The Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, and then Portrait of a Lady on Fire came out, and I would like get that. I'd be like, Portrait of Artist as a Young Lady, I don't know, whatever the fuck. They're like very different vibes too, but like I don't know. I don't think I really got the book in English class, so, but I definitely got the movie. It's funny. Okay, I was gonna talk about this before. Oh gosh. So yeah, like I'd met that girl that I thought was like love at first sight at my job, and I like knew that she wasn't interested, like she was dating some guy who was like being terrible to her. And I was like trying to convince her that she was like better than him, like better than the way that she deserved better than the way that he was treating her, right? But like yeah, I knew that she wasn't like gonna start dating me like someday, so I was like on the dating apps for a while, and I think I still had it set to like men and women, but like I was still trying to like be bisexual, I think, and it was just like when I set it to women, there's always just like some patterns that I would notice like in the profiles, like where it was like, okay, this person's like obviously way too hot, and they're like traveling all around, and like I don't know, it just feels like a catfish. Like Like this feels like the page of a catfish who's like taking pictures from like a model who's like getting flown like all around the world, and like obviously yeah, I'm like, that's not like, I'm not trying to get catfished here, you know. So I like wouldn't, I'd swipe, I always forget which direction, whatever way, I would swipe away from them. And then there were like just like realistic girls. I remember like talking to one girl who was like, she identified as asexual, and then like we were talking for a while, and I was like, oh, I used to think I was ace, like that's cool. And she's like, I think I told her I was at that point. I was like, yeah, I'm asexual. And she was like, that's cool, because like everyone else just like, I don't know, it sounded really judgy, and it just implied that like everyone else was only dating to have sex, like every allosexual person, is that how you pronounce that? Allosexual? Yeah, like every single allosexual person is just dating to have sex, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. And then they're like, unfortunately from my experience it is, and I was like, okay, I don't really want to get into this. But like a lot of the things I would see when I would do like dating apps was couples looking for a unicorn, because I had it set to like men and women. I guess, I don't know if that like factors in, but like even when I had it only on women, there's like guys would make, this happened when I had an ex-boyfriend actually. He wanted to have a threesome, which I thought was weird because like he was my first, like he took my virginity, and like we were only dating for like 3.5 months total, and like we were long distance after like 2 months, and like we'd only had like, it took us like a month to even do it because I was like so like gay, first of all, like not attracted to him, and also like yeah, just like it was my first time, and I was like nervous, and I was like, I didn't want to like go too fast, you know. And so like yeah, it took us like a month, which like I do look back, like he broke up with me in a kind of messed up way, I think. And I think like I probably should have broken up with him earlier anyway, but like I do look back and like appreciate like this was like a good person to like lose my virginity to, because like he was very like gentle and like patient and stuff. I'm like, okay, like that was one thing that I worried about, was like somebody would like just be too rough or something like the first time, and like I don't know, but I was like happy that it like, yeah, or like someone who would try to pressure me to do something that I wasn't ready to do and stuff. Like I really didn't want that to happen, and so like I'm like, whew, this was like a good experience to have, I think, for the first time. And then like the next guy that I went out with, just like the first date, like we were playing music like back and forth, like I would pick a song and then he would pick a song, and I put on like the Wicked soundtrack. He was playing like Mac Miller, who's like not somebody that I ever listened to, and like the most that I know about him is like he was dating Ariana Grande, they broke up. I think he is unalive now, and that's like something a lot of people blamed Ariana Grande for it, which is really messed up. That's like the most I know about him. I've never really listened to his music, so I'm like thinking like this probably isn't gonna work out, like anyway. And then yeah, we were supposed to go bowling, and it was like the neon bowling after like 9:30 p.m. And it was like discounted at that time, and we got there at like 9. So we were like in the parking lot, and I was sitting there like listening to Wicked. I was singing along. I still had my seatbelt on, but we were just like sitting there parked, and then like all of a sudden out of nowhere he just like leaned over and kissed me. Like I was like in the middle of singing the lyrics to Wicked, and he just was like, oh okay, like this is happening now. And I would have been like so freaked out. Like my ex-boyfriend, like the first guy, like he didn't kiss me until like date 3, and I had a bruise on my lip after. It's like kind of weird. Like how did that happen? Yeah, just like because I was really nervous about it, because I was like, I've never kissed anyone before, even though I'd kissed two girls. There's also like another hazy memory that's like from when I was a kid. I don't know if it's like real or like a dream or like a story someone told me, you know, kind of thing. Where like there was this boy in my kindergarten class. My mom told me that I had a crush on him. And I do kind of have this memory of like there was this little like playhouse. You're probably imagining something very different when I say playhouse, like on the playground. It's like not one of those like little plastic ones that's like very colorful. It's like big and it's made of brick, and like it doesn't let any light in, and there's like a little window, but it's just like it's a really weird thing to have like on a preschool kind of like kindergarten like playground. Just like a very dark box room like on the playground. I don't know, but like I have this memory of like him being in there, and then like I went in and just like gave him a little kiss and then just like walked out. Could be real, could have been a dream, I don't know. So like I don't usually count that. Like that's not like a real kiss. And also like for some reason, I was thinking about this earlier, I was the only girl in my kindergarten class, which was like kind of weird. And like sometimes I think like, oh, my mom also tells me, I don't remember this at all, but my mom told me there was another girl in my class, but she transferred away to like another kindergarten because she didn't want to be like one of two girls. Which like if that's true, that's so like I get not wanting to be the like one of two girls, but then like you leave and then like you're leaving the other girl to be the only girl, you know? That's kind of messed up. Anyway, how dare she? No, I don't even like remember if that's true, but yeah, so could have happened. Maybe if I had had like a girl in my kindergarten class and we like pretended to get married or something, like I would have realized I was a lesbian a lot sooner, but like that didn't happen. Yeah, good stuff. So I guess I'll talk about the other kiss that so like then there was the one that I've mentioned before. I was in 5th grade. There's a girl that I was friends with, and we would walk around like holding hands. And she was like, I think it's really cool that you don't think it's weird that we're holding hands. And I was like, of course, like why would I think it's weird? And she's like, 'cause we're both girls. I'm like, who cares? She was like, do you think it'd be weird if we kissed? And I was like, no. And then so we kissed. And then like she ended up moving, and sometimes I think that like her parents found out about that, or like that she like maybe had a crush on a girl or something, and then like maybe like just transferred her to a different school, or maybe like put her in like conversion therapy camp or something. Like I'm kind of like I thought about that later, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just worried for her. Like I tried looking her up. I found my old yearbook and I was like, what was her last name? And I looked her up on like Facebook and like Instagram and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know, like, because we're at the age where like she probably would have at least made a Facebook at some point, you know? Like I think I started using Facebook when I was in like 10th grade, and like I was one of the later people. Like someone else like told me like you should use Facebook, and like everyone I knew already like had it at that point. But also like I wasn't allowed to use MySpace. Like most people were on MySpace. I wasn't allowed to have it. And then like yeah, two of my friends in middle school had like this big fight, and like a lot of it was over MySpace, and so I felt like really like out of it. I was like, I have no idea what's even happening, and they'd like tell me something that the other one did, like, oh my god, she posted this picture but it was edited, and then like the other one was like, oh my god, I posted a picture and I edited it, but it's not like I was like gave myself fake boobs or anything. It's like I just like changed the lighting and like the composure or whatever. And then she's like going being like, oh my god, she edited it. Just like a fun thing to say, edited it. But anyway, it was like a huge like drama, and I had no idea. I was like, I'm not allowed to have a MySpace, like I don't know what's going on. So yeah, like well, they stopped being friends. One of them had a boyfriend, and she like was off hanging out with her boyfriend most of the time, and so like I ended up like even though I didn't really understand like what the fight was about, like not being friends with one of them anymore and like picking the other one, like kind of by default, I guess. And then like she ended up moving to Texas because her dad got a job. So it was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that was middle school. So I went into high school, like my BFFs, like one of them moved away, and then like one of them like wouldn't talk to me, and I didn't even know why. It was like so weird. Yeah. Like I don't know. Sometimes I'm just thinking about like the first time I watched Pen 15, I was so sad afterwards because I was like, I've never had like a close friendship like that. And it's like, what if I did? Like, what if I had like someone in my life that I like, that wasn't like related to me, that like I just like was close to still, like for more than like a year. I just feel like a lot of my friendships ended after like a year or so, although like, okay, there was this girl that like she was in my class in first grade, and I remember my dad said that like he knew her dad, and like so they were friends, and so like we should be friends. And so like I thought we were like, I was like, oh, so she's my best friend, but like I didn't really know her, and she had like another best friend, and so I was kind of like third wheeling their friendship for a while. Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about this in a while. I might like, anyway, who knows what'll happen. So yeah, so I kind of like third wheeled their friendship for a while, but like I wasn't aware that that's what was happening. So I like thought me and this girl were like friends by default because our dads knew each other. That was just like how the world worked, I guess, to me in first grade. Yeah, so I was like I started noticing signs. I was like, I feel like she doesn't really like me that much, like or like she definitely likes this other girl more than me, but like she still likes me at least. Like she doesn't hate me, like we're still friends, but like she likes this other girl more than me, like I can tell. But then at one point, like we were hanging out, it was like I knew her. I don't remember talking to her in like first grade. I mostly remember it in second grade, actually. So like second and third grade. And then in third grade, oh my gosh, my voice is like shaking. I remember one day in third grade, they were like, we were hanging out at recess, and then like suddenly they were like, why do you always follow us around? And I was just like, oh, what do you mean? Like I thought we were friends. Oops, okay, sorry, never mind. Okay, bye. Like, what do you do with that? And then like, yeah, then like there was some new kids that like started at my school that I started hanging out with, or like one girl that I was friends with before. Like there was a new school that opened up when I was in third grade, so like a couple of the kids that I knew went to that school. So after like 2 years, and like also like I went to a different kindergarten than a lot of these people, like the kindergarten with the weird like playhouse. It's like just gray bricks, and it's just like the most lifeless thing you've ever seen. Anyway, and just like so dark inside, like even in the middle of the day, it's just like pitch black in there. Very strange. But anyways, that was a different kindergarten like than the school that I went to for like first through sixth grade. And like I think a lot of the kids that were there for first through sixth grade also went there for kindergarten. But the place I went was like right next to my dad's work, so he would like drop us off and then like go to work literally like right next door. So it was like really convenient. And like even there was one day that my sister and I were sitting in his truck, and it's a one row. So he's just sitting driving. My little sister's probably here in the middle, and I'm here. And he like we were just so quiet that he forgot that we were there, and he skipped our school and just pulled into work, and then like looked over and he's like, oh wait, forgot to drop you guys off. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Okay, I did tease. I was gonna talk about the other kiss that I had mentioned before. So like my second kiss with a girl, technically second and third. So I was at a Girl Scout camp and there were like 4 of us in a tent, and we were up all night talking. It was probably like 4 a.m. at this point, and one girl dared, so there's 3 other girls and me, so like girl 1 dared girl 2 to kiss girl 3, and girl 2 was like, I'll do it if Lauren does it. I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I want to see that. I wasn't like thinking, I don't know, like I wanted to see it, and so I was like, I guess I'll do it. But like I wasn't thinking like, yeah, like finally I get to kiss a girl. Like it wasn't like, I don't think I had like feelings for this girl. I do remember like really wanting her to be like my friend, but like that was, I think, the extent of it, except like I've had a few dreams, I don't know. But she's like straight, she was like boy crazy, and like, yeah. So I was like, sure, why not? And then I think I had to go first, so like I was like, okay, whatever. And like my hair was kind of like this, like down, and I like leaned down to kiss her, but my hair got in my face, and I was like, I didn't think to like, hold on, let me move it. I just like did it anyway, and then she was like we pulled apart, and then she's like, we should do that again because like your hair kind of got in the way. And I was like, okay. And so I moved it, and then we kissed again, and I was like, okay. Like it didn't really like do anything, I don't know, it was just like a dare. Like it wasn't like someone I had like a deep like unrequited crush on, you know, that I was like, finally, like where planes spin the bottom, like I hope it lands on her. Like it was just like out of nowhere, like, I dare you to, you know. I was like, all right, whatever. That seems to be the thing to do. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Oh, I also think that like those girls that I was friends with in like 1st through 3rd grade, that one girl that I thought was like supposed to be my best friend because my dad knew her dad. I was gonna say my dad knew her and then stop, and then I was like halfway through, and then I realized it's like, wait, it wasn't her, it was her dad. Okay. So yeah, I think she like might have realized that I might have been gay before I did, because like looking back, there were some things that happened that were just like really confusing to me at the time, and then like, yeah, looking back on it now, I'm just like, I think she might have like knew that I was gay and I didn't, because like I remember getting a call from her, and it was like a 3-way call kind of situation, where there were like other people on the line listening, but I didn't know that at the time. Like when I answered, I think they might have said that, I don't know. But yeah, I remember they had like this whole quiz of like questions to ask me, and I assume they were like calling all the girls in class and like asking them this at the time, but now I'm like, did they just call me and ask me like all these questions like to see if I was gay? But it was just like, which boy in our class do you think is the cutest? Which boy in our class do you think is the hottest? Which boy in our class would you want to date? And it was, I just remember like trying to come up, they're like, which boy is the cutest? I was like, which boy would they want me to think is the cutest? And so I came up with an answer, and then they said, which boy do you think is the hottest? And I was like, oh god, like is that different? Like, oh gosh. So I came up with like another name, and like they're like, which boy would you date? I'm like, why wouldn't I just want to date one of the cute or hot ones? Like, is there like, why are you asking? Yeah, so I didn't like tell them my questions. I just like came up with names for every answer, and I was like, Danny, Jimmy, I don't know, whatever. And it was just like so weird. Yeah, I don't know, I just felt like, yeah, this is kind of embarrassing for some reason, but I keep thinking it and I'm trying to like move past it, and it's like, it's not going away. So I'm just gonna say it, I guess. So I have this like this memory of like I would go to the bathroom at my house and like I would have this like vision of like that girl and like the other girls who would have been on the like three-way. I think it was maybe multiple, like maybe there were like 4 people on it. Anyway, I don't know, like all the girls that were like asking those questions, like sitting outside like my bathroom, like in a tree with like binoculars, like looking into the window to like watch me like go to the bathroom. And like they had like a checkboard and it just like in this fantasy of mine, like a checkboard, and they're just like writing. I don't know what's on the checkboard, I can't see that, but they're just like making sure, they're just like checking on me like making sure I'm like doing everything right or something. And it's like, why did I like I don't know, kind of like the like male fantasies thing, but it's like even then I was like imagining like other girls like judging me like for what I was doing. Like I don't know, I think I probably like that was a subconscious thing probably, where it was like, yeah, I'm trying to protect myself from like knowing that I'm gay, and so I'm like imagining them judging me for like this other thing, but like similar, kind of like pooping and like sex, like they're both using like the same kind of area. There's like a little bird outside, a little cardinal. It's very bright, very very cool. Anyway, yeah, it's probably like, yeah, my subconscious protecting me from like being like, they're judging you for being gay. It's like, no, they're judging you because you poop weird or something, like I don't know. But like on that note, I do have this specific memory of the kindergarten that I went to, like the other school. So like none of the kids that I went to like first through any other grade would have been here for this, but there like we had like a little bathroom area. It was like co-ed, I guess, like and this like the little kids stalls, and I remember like there were maybe 4 or 5 of us in there like showing each other how we pooped. Like someone would like drop their pants and sit on the toilet and like just be like, this is how I poop. They wouldn't actually poop, they would just like show, like I go like this and like make this face and like kind of like, it was just so pure, like little kids just like and then yeah, they pull their pants back up and then someone else would go and just like, this is how I do it. And like, yeah, it was just so funny. So like I don't know why, like then later I was like, maybe I'm pooping wrong, but like it's like I already know that it's fine because I had like this, I don't know if I actually showed them, I was like, maybe, I don't know, yeah. But so it's just a weird thing that, you know, like it's, if I had a nickel for every time like I thought people were judging me while I was pooping, you know. I know, 2 nickels, it's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Okay, yeah, so how many rows have I done? 2. I've been stuck there because I didn't want to like stop and count like and make sure I was on row 3 and not row 4, because that row 4 I have to make the ears smaller by 1 pixel, 3 stitches. Yeah, for some reason I was like starting this one and I'd finished this one and I was like, I'm gonna make it 3, like use the same like pixel pattern, because you can just like take any picture and like pixelate it and like make 1 stitch per color, basically like 1 single crochet. And like I liked the little cat and I was just gonna like do 1, but the pattern came like this, like checkered. It went taller. It was like 3 by like probably 5. I was like, that's cool. And I had this black and white sparkly yarn that I tried to use for it, but I was like, I don't think I have enough of this. So then I switched to like the white and light blue. I really like it. Okay, what else? I was talking about the other stuff I made from it. There's also like a yin and yang kind of thing, but it was like 2 cat paws. So I want to crochet that too. They're like, instead of the just like circles, it's like the 2 cat paws kind of going like this, and then like where the like it's kind of, yeah, it's like longer this way, so they're like, that's why. But yeah, and where the like little paw indents are, that's where the like black and white, like, you know what I mean? Instead of like the one white circle in the black is like the paw. The little toe beans, as they call them on the internet sometimes. Yeah, it was so cute. And it makes me really happy to look at. And I have a tattoo of like the koi fish. I think I've shown it on here before. Like, ooh, koi fish doing that, like yin yang kind of thing. So yeah, that was for my Saturn return. It's funny, I emailed my, this is a little astrology tangent, so sorry if you don't like those, but, I emailed my, like, tattoo artist, well, she's not my tattoo artist anymore, I moved, but, also she never emails me back, I think she hates me, but I got this tattoo from her, and then, like, when I got this one, but it wasn't from her, it was, like, just, like, 2 weeks after this one, this one was, like, really spontaneous. And then I went back to get this one touched up. So I thought that was, I don't know, relevant to mention this one anyway. I got this one from her, and then I got that one, and then I got one more after. But like, yeah, she wasn't emailing me back. I told my friend and I were joking about getting like matching tattoos, cause she posted like an Instagram like story bingo thing about tattoos. And she was like, she didn't have one for matching tattoos, and I had this one. This was a spur of the moment matching tattoo thing where like I just met this person like one day before, and then we were like joking around, and then it's just like just our dynamic. We just like one up each other, and then it was like we should get matching tattoos to celebrate our time together. And then it was like, yeah. It was like a joke, but then I was like, well, I kind of would, like, I like getting tattoos. I'd get a tattoo. She has tattoos. Like, this could happen, like, you know? So anyway, I have a matching tattoo, and then my friend posted, she has more tattoos than me, or did at this point, and she, like, didn't have a matching tattoo, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do I have one that you don't have? We should get a matching tattoo. And we used to watch Les Mis together in college, and then she'd message me, like, after like we graduated and stuff, she'd be like, I'm watching Les Mis without you, I miss you, bae. It was like, oh my gosh. Like I kind of was like, oh my god. I think the first time we met, like I kind of like misinterpret, I don't know, I was like, I must be misinterpreting this, kind of like, I don't know if you've seen Break Free by Simon Amstel, I think. I hope that's the right name. But yeah, he has this story where he's like, this man told me, like, this is the most erotic moment of my life. And I was like, I think he must have meant exotic. And, like, it was, like, a very, like, intimate moment. And, like, he just kind of, like, dismissed it. He's like, oh, that couldn't be what he said. Like, I think the first time we met, she was like, let me know if you ever want to have sex. And I was like, what? Like, did she, what? I was like, she must not have said, she probably said something else. I don't know. I must have misheard her. Like, I made that up. I don't know. But like, anyway, I forgot about that until I was like in the middle of that story. Okay. But yeah, I was like, I think she might be a little gay because she was like flirting. She does have a boyfriend. She's had a boyfriend like the whole time I've known her though. So it's like fake flirting, you know, but like, I was like, I think she might be a little, anyway, that's not the point of this. But yeah. I think, yeah, she's like canonically bisexual. Why is that the word that came to mind? Like, confirmed bisexual. I'm pretty sure. She was like out, but I'm like, I forgot about it, and then I was like, I think she might be gay. That's like what I did with myself though, because like I realized, I was like, I think I might be gay, and then I just ignored it for like, I don't know, not 10 years is the number that comes to mind. I was like maybe 16, because I was in 11th grade. So like 16, and then like when I first was like, I think I might be a lesbian, and then probably like 20, yeah, maybe like 25-ish, 24. I was 23 when I started working at the job where I met the girl that I was like, this is love at first sight. And And then like I started being like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. And then like I told my coworkers at another restaurant, which is where I met my first ex-boyfriend, my only ex-boyfriend. Yeah, so we met, and there was like another guy who worked there who like I worked with more often. Like we worked together every like week. And then like my ex-boyfriend and I would work together. Like we didn't work together for like the first month that I was there. Like I didn't meet him for a while, so I'd like heard about him before I met him, and so I had this like impression of like in my imagination what he was gonna be like, and it was just like really different. Anyway, yeah, so I told that other guy that I worked with more often that I was a lesbian. Well, I think I told him I was bisexual, and then he told me that like the other guy was like into me, and then I was like, oh, I'm a lesbian. Like I'm not interested. And like that was kind of like, I mentioned this before, like I remember when I thought like, I'm pretty sure he's like flirting with me, I think he might be into me, I have to figure out like how do I feel, like what do I want to do about this. And I remember like he walked in to work and I looked at his lips like while he was talking, and I just like felt like nothing. I was like, I don't want to like kiss him. Like if this was somebody that I liked, I'd probably like want to, like looking at his lips would probably make me like want to kiss him, right? But like it doesn't, you know? So I was like, I don't think this is gonna work out. And then he like kind of invited me himself. He invited himself kind of to like something that I had like planned already. Is plans that I had already. Anyway, yeah, so and I was like, yeah, I mentioned this a little bit before, but like the girl that I thought was like, when I met, it was love at first sight. Her boyfriend that treated her terribly like broke up with her for a little while, and like she had a date with this other guy, and I was like, even though like I had feelings for her, like I wasn't upset about this date. I wanted it to go well, and like I think I met my ex-boyfriend already, so I don't know. Maybe I like did have hope that like things were gonna go well, but yeah, she was like going out with this guy, and I was like really excited for her, and I was like, I hope he treats her well. I hope she sees that like some people out there are willing to treat her better than like her dumb ex-boyfriend. I shouldn't say dumb, but like her terrible ex-boyfriend. But yeah, I was like, I hope that goes well. And like we were talking about it, and then I was like, if I like date this guy, even if like I don't think I was like this conscious of it, but I was like, if I go out with him, like at least I'll have something to talk to her about, because like we were texting about boys and stuff, and I was like, might as well keep this up. But yeah, I was just like so happy to talk to her about like anything. Like I didn't even care. I was just like, ah. And then yeah, that was like, I remember having the thought that like I just like, I know she doesn't like me, but like I just want her to know that like someone will treat her better. And then she did. Like her ex-boyfriend, like they got back together, and I was like, ugh, whatever, loser. And then like shortly after, like he was being nicer, and like he brought her flowers into work and stuff for a little bit, and then things like started going back to the way they were before, and so she broke up with him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got what I wanted. And then I was like, I think I was like too afraid to like want more. Like I think I knew that I liked her, but like that she didn't like me, and I didn't want to tell anybody that I liked her. It took like a couple months of therapy for me to finally be like, I think I like a girl. But like, yeah, I didn't want to talk to like anybody about it in real life. And then when I finally did tell somebody, like, I think I like, what's her name? They're like, did you just realize that? I was like, no, I've known for a long time. And they're like, okay. We were in the middle of watching like Beyonce's, God, I don't even remember what it's called at this point. It wasn't like her first like visual album, like Beyonce, self-titled, where like, and then it wasn't Lemonade either. It was after, the one after Lemonade. I don't know why you can't remember right now, but like we, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but like we took Molly, together, and then like, we were just watching Beyonce's, video, visual album thing, and like for some reason like just Beyonce inspired me to confess my love. It's like, I think I like her. Yeah, my roommate was just like, yeah. Did you just, it's like, okay, so I think it was maybe obvious to other people that I had feelings, but like, I don't know, I did eventually like tell her, but like I told her over text because we like basically never saw each other. I kept like trying to make plans with her, and then she would like flake, or like she'd be like, okay, so I remember like trying to get her to like go out to dinner like at a restaurant with me, and like I was like, hey, do you want to go eat at this restaurant, whatever, like, and it was like maybe 2 weeks in advance or something. Like, I don't know why I was planning out that far, but like, anyway, I think it was like something about our work schedule, so it's like, oh, if we're both free, like we can go to this place or something. And then like, you know, it was like 2 weeks out, and then like she was like, yeah, sure. And then like the day came, and I was like, hey, are we still like going to blah blah blah? And then she was like, oh, I totally forgot, I have plans with my other friend. So I was like, okay, my bad, I should have, maybe I shouldn't plan it out so far in advance. Maybe I should try like just being a little more spontaneous. And so I like invited her out to something, like, oh, do you want to go like today or tomorrow or whatever? And she's like, oh, like I already have plans with this other person. And then like that kept happening, and then it was like, she's like capable of making plans with like everybody in her life but me. And then like sometimes I'd be like, hey, do you want to do this? And she'd be like, oh, I have plans with this person before that, but like maybe we can like go after like that's over. And then she'd like text me like after she was done with the other person and be like, oh, I'm too tired, I can't. And it was just like, okay. Like it seems like you don't want to like hang out with me, which is like understandable, like as a person who's like, you know, like people have liked me that I haven't liked back, and it's just like uncomfortable like spending time with them, and like you know that they want more than like you're willing to give, and it's just like I understand, but I was like really sad about it still. But like what really got my you know, what really gets my goat, El Chupacabra, that makes me laugh like every time I think about it. I love those old like Tumblr memes, like take me to Snurch. I love those. Take me to Snurch, Snail Church. Anyway, why did I bring that up? So what really gets my goat, El Chupacabra, was there was this other person that we worked with who was kind of like manipulative in some ways, where like we had this customer who would come in like once a week, and he would tip the girl that I liked like a lot of money, and then this third person, this other server, told the customer like, hey, that makes her uncomfortable when you give her that, like when you tip her that much. And so like he stopped tipping her that much and then started tipping the other person like half that much. And it was just kind of like, why would you say that? Like she never said that him tipping her that much made her uncomfortable. Like why would you tell him that she said that? And it was just like really weird. Like it seems like she just wanted that tip, and like so she just like took it from her, even though like she wasn't like in a great financial situation. Not like anyone was. We were all working at a restaurant, and it's like nobody like really wants to be, I mean not nobody, like there was a girl who worked there who was like, I love serving. Like I was like, you're crazy. Like the same way I felt about like that Tumblr post. I mentioned it a few days ago, I think, where I was like, there's this girl talking about like how she loves giving blowjobs, and I was like, why are you lying? Like, this girl's like, I love serving. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, the bosses aren't here right now, like, you don't have to pretend. Like, she's like, I love it. I was like, oh my god. I just thought it was the worst. I couldn't, but like, yeah, anyway. Yeah, so we're like not in a great financial situation, and she's like taking her money, and then like there were other things where like there were shifts, like the one girl was like assigned a shift, and the girl who told the customer about the tip, I should give them fake names or something, but yeah, like girl 1 obviously is gonna be the girl that I had a crush on, and girl 2 is gonna be the other one. So yeah, girl 1 had the shift, and then girl 2 was like, I need some more hours, can I cover, like, do you want to like give me your shift? And the girl 1 said, no, I need the money. And then girl 2 went to the, I don't know if she like went to the manager, like I think this is probably like a misconception. She probably told the manager, just like, he's like, hey, how are you? She's like, I'm like, I need some more shifts, I'm like a little worried, I like blah blah blah. And then the manager took the shift from girl 1 and gave it to girl 2 without asking girl 1. He just like changed it. So it's just like, when girl 1 would hang out, like I would try to make plans with her, and then she'd be like, oh, I'm hanging out with girl 2. I'm like, girl 2? Why are you hanging out with girl 2 when she's like actively like sabotaging your life? You're just gonna like go hang out with her? Okay, that's fine, whatever, live your life. And then there was like another girl who she would like she told me, like, we had this whole like plan to have like a Halloween party. I'm just like gonna hide in my arms. It's so stupid. We were gonna have this whole like Halloween party, because Halloween's like her favorite holiday, and like my roommate and I were living in this like big house that like we threw parties all the time, which was like kind of fun and exciting. And then like COVID happened, and then they were like, I moved in slightly after that and then like the parties were still happening, and it was like, oh, this like majorly sucks. Anyway, but like before, yeah, we were like, we're gonna have this big Halloween party. We didn't know how long COVID was gonna be. We're like, it could be over by Halloween, we're gonna have this big party. We were like planning it, and like I'd see things on like Twitter or like Pinterest or something, and like send them to her, be like, this would be so cute for our like Halloween party. And then this like Halloween, what's that store? It's like a meme that they just like open, okay, like the big Halloween store that like takes over every like open business. One of them opened in like the same parking lot as our restaurant that we worked at. She's like, oh my gosh, we should go here together. And then like she went with one of the other girls, girl 3, like this is like a third person. Like there was one time I remember I was like at work, and like girl 1 was there, and like I was just like getting drinks or whatever, and she came up to me and she's like, oh, girl 3's back from her vacation. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know she was on vacation. I didn't know you were like that close. I didn't know, like, okay, cool, great, good to know, I guess. But I was just like, oh my gosh, she likes girl 3 more than me. And then they started hanging out all the time, and then they went to like that Halloween store together, and I went into work, and they had these like so we had like stickers to like put on the like to-go food, and then they'd have the little cardboard thing, and they had them as bracelets, and they made like best friends bracelets. And I like then went to the Halloween store together, and I like literally cried. Like I saw them like walking away, I was like crying at work, because I was like, oh my gosh, we were supposed to go to the Halloween store together. It was just like, oh my god, I can't believe I had like these such strong feelings. And then like when I was getting this like Artemis tattoo, this was like between, yeah, this is after like the third guy that I tried dating to like prove I was bisexual or whatever. And then he dumped me on Valentine's Day, and I'm like, I'm just so tired of this. I keep dropping my yarn. I'm tired of that too. But like I'm so tired of this. Like I don't, I don't need to like keep going back. Like, I'm not gonna find out if I'm a lesbian by like continuing to like date men. Like, I know that I don't like men. I can try to convince myself, like other people can try to convince me, and like maybe it'll last for a few months and be funny, I guess, but like it's just not gonna work out. And so I like got this Artemis tattoo because I was in a Greek myth class in college, and I remember learning about Artemis, and like she was like the goddess of the hunt, and like her followers were like women or like girls, like young girls, teenage, I don't know, teenage age probably, just like a bunch of girls hanging out like under the moonlight, like hunting with like bows and arrows. I was like, that just sounds like a chill vibe. Like, I just love that. And then it was like, yeah, I'm gay. Like, that makes a lot of sense. And so I got this like Artemis tattoo to like remind myself that like I'm gay and I like don't have to like date men anymore. And then there was still like one more. It was like an online thing, but like, yeah, it was just, I don't know, it didn't work out again, and I like deluded myself into thinking like maybe this is different. And then like someone else started like he's like telling me that like he loves me and stuff, and then like shortly after somebody else was like also doing that too. And like the other guy, I was like he has kids, and so I was like, I shouldn't like be with it. He's like, he keeps telling me that he loves me and stuff, but like, it's like, take care of your kids, you know? But then like the other guy, the first guy that I was just talking about, he'd be like, oh my god, like blah blah blah, I love you, like my love, blah blah blah. I was like, I don't know, just like after interacting with the second guy who was saying that stuff, I was like being in a relationship with me would like not benefit him or like help his situation or like help raise his kids, you know? Like, he's just gonna be like looking at his phone all the time. And like, I guess the first guy didn't like have his own kids, but like he was like kind of responsible for some kids anyway. And so I was like, all of these arguments are true about this other guy too. Like, there's just like not really like a benefit to like us being in a relationship, and I think it's actually like detracting from like his life and also like my life a little bit. So like, I don't know, I was just like, this isn't working. But like, yeah, I was like, maybe maybe this is different, maybe like this is my true love, you know? And it just like, it never is, and it's not gonna be. And this video is getting really long. It's an hour now, so I think I'm almost done with my little kitty cat, and then hopefully it'll be done tomorrow. It'll be up here next to my other little kitty cats. It's gonna be so cute. Cutie cat. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. If you want to hear more yapping from me, I have some other videos. I've been posting like almost every day, not on the weekends, but like weekdays, for like almost a week, over a week, I don't know. I have some more videos, and then I have 2 other channels as well. One of them is for, I was gonna say crochet, that's like a 4th channel that I'm thinking of making, but I was like looking at crochet, so I'm like, okay. I have another channel for astrology stuff, if you like the astrology little tangent, where I've like gone and read some of my old journal entries and like astrologized them, or like looked at the chart of like where the planets were when I wrote the entry, and then talked about that. And I've also like read some like 2 Jeanette McCurdy and John Paul Brammer's like memoirs, and then talked about those and their birth charts in relation to like what they wrote, and like just like how the birth chart was like basically like speaking through the, yeah, it was like Jeanette McCurdy's, like reading her book and looking at her birth chart was just like, wow, like that's amazing, you know? So I have some videos like that, and I also looked at my dad's birth chart for his birthday last year. I gave him a birth chart reading. Like when I look back, I'm like, I kind of like spent a lot of time like on stuff. I don't know, I wish I like got into it faster, but Yeah, so that's pretty much it then, I guess. So see you tomorrow or never or some other time in between. Okay, bye.